All right, welcome back to our next segment on our DIY dog training. Today we're in part three, working on um, showing you the next step in our on leash obedience for Aries here. This is where we're going to be showing you how we're going to take what we learned in part two, where we introduced the commands on lead of hear, heel, and sit, and how we are going to combine them and begin sort of a transition into what we call formal obedience. So at this point, we expect to see a dog that is excited about birds, probably heard some gunfire. Um, he's probably, hopefully, retrieving well. A dog that's well socialized, has seen a lot of environmentals, a dog that's crate trained. Got some pieces to work with. And now what we're looking at is we're looking at how do we make this obedience really start to shine. Um, so we really got to put some effort into this, and definitely this is a part where there isn't a lot of substitution for reps. The name of the game here is we've got to get as many reps in as we can, because the more times that we get with this, the sharper this obedience will be. Aries, here. So first off, let's remember that we're going to be using our slip lead, and we want it to go over the dog's head like the letter P, so that way it will slack on and slack off. I'm using my leash that has a ring around that slips nicely. Um, and we're going to put it over the dog. And I do virtually all of my heel work, hey, on with the dog on the left side. Most people have the dog on the left. If you are a right-handed shooter, some people do it on the right, and some people actually teach their dog both. Honestly, there's probably a big a useful part here of doing it right side and left side. There are some situations where putting your dog on your right can be helpful. But at this stage, I'm not going to be spending too much time talking about double-sided healing, but instead, the message here is about putting these commands together in a chain, and getting reps. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to go over here to our mat. The mat is going to be our home position here. Sit. And remember, we used a little tug to teach the command. Good boy. And it's important that when we're watching this, that we are paying attention to the dog. Aries has given me some tail wags here. He's given me good eye contact. Those are things that we want to see. We want to see a dog who is focused, a dog that is attentive, a dog that is, we don't want to see pouting, sulking, and we certainly don't want to see the dog cower. We want to see a dog that's ready to work here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk at heel, heel. Good. I'm going to go in a little square pattern here. Good, heel. And I'm going to start being pretty picky with his heel. Heel for me is going to be head in front, rear end behind. Good boy. We're getting good eye contact here. That's excellent. I'm also not repeating the command. Now, I am talking a lot because I'm describing to this video what I'm doing. But ordinarily, I would talk extremely little here. Good. 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 This is what we want to see when we are looking at heel. Sit, and when we stop, pup should sit. Good boy. All right, so a lot of what we're going to be doing with heel is we're going to be repeating that. Now, I was doing a square with myself making left turns. I like doing left turns because it turns me into the dog, and that causes him to keep focus on me, because otherwise I'm going to run into him. So we're constantly reminding him, look at me, look at me, look at me. Every time we're making that turn, he has to focus on us when we're doing that, okay? And when we stop, this is what we should see. We should see patience. We should see sitting down. I don't really want him to sniff, but I'm not going to make a huge correction if he does sniff there. But I want him to be under control. And of course, absolutely no jumping, no lunging, trying to get off. Good. Sit. Good. Now, let's talk about how we put this together with the here command. Okay, I'm going to go back to the home mat, heel, sit. All right, now this little trick that we're going to do here is one we're going to use a lot. So I'm going to go heel, Aries, here, heel, sit. Good boy. Now, what I just did there is I backpedaled quickly to call him here. And when I have him coming here in front of me, I want him to cross in front of me. I do not want the dog to go to behind. What we're looking for is we want the dog to come in and go stay in front of us. If the dog goes behind, there's more opportunity for things, for if he's out of sight, more things can go wrong when he goes behind you. We want the dog in front of you. So one way we're going to come in straight into heel. The other way we're going to do this, heel, boy. I'm going to stop him early. Aries, here, sit, good, heel, sit, good boy. We want to be able to stop the dog in front of us. This is a critical part of building our future. This obedience that we're talking about eventually is going to become handling. Eventually is going to be how we teach the dog to run a blind. And one of the concepts we're going to need the dog to do is to understand, I need you to stop and face me. That is a big, big part of teaching the dog to handle, to go different ways with hand signals, is they got to turn and look at us. So we're going to practice that a lot, especially early on. Even at this early stage, even though we're only in part 3, we want him to understand you need to stop and face me. Let's do that one more time. Good, heel. Good. Aries, here. Sit. Good. Sit. Good boy. Heel. Sit. Good dog. Good. All right. All done. So I'm going to give him a command there. All done means you're free to be a dog. You are released. The military as you were, right? And so this lets him know that my obedience time with him is done. Now, so we only did maybe 4 or 5 minutes there of obedience work. Aries did really well. I was very happy with that. When you are doing obedience work with your dog at this point, you should be thinking about keep the short sessions short and successful. And that'll be a message that we continue to grow on, short and successful sessions. Long, drawn out hammering sessions are often less productive than short, successful sessions. So this is how we put together sit, here, heel. And we also put in there the command to as you were to all done, so that he knew that he was free to go be a dog. So that's how we get going with our leash work.